Meant for May 25th, 2017 at noon. One that simply read, "Kill JDF at Comic-Con."
Oh my god, bro. You can't make this up. Oh, it's popping at Shaman, and as you can see, we got us a new channel. A new soundboard. Let's go. Yes, I have started a second channel so I could post more content for y'all. I think I found us a perfect first video, and that being the man who planned to kill the Green Power Ranger for being corrupt. Video by Dire Trip. I know a little bit about this incident. You know, I had seen this pop up on my feed, and I thought this would be a good way to kind of learn about it. So without further ado, let's get into it.
It's no secret that some people really come to hate celebrities. Why they hate them kind of varies from person to person. However, some of them are simply completely out of their mind and come up with reasons that don't really make sense to anyone else. Sometimes they even show up to meet this celebrity, armed to the teeth and ready to kill them, and that's where today's subject comes in. Matthew Enrique Nava Sterling was born on September 10th, 1987.
Oh man, the dude's birthday's a few days after mine, but I just gotta say, is it crazy to say that I kind of, I'm not surprised that he looked like this? Boy look rough. I ain't gonna hold you. Yeah, boy look a little crazy in the eyes too, man. That boy look wild.
At the time of this story, he was 29 years old and living in a suburban area of Mesa, Arizona. Matthew was a fan of all things nerdy, having shown an interest in comics, cosplay, and Japanese music. For quite a while, he was seen as a pretty normal guy. However, that all came to change as he slowly lost his mind. Matthew came to meet a woman named Reiko Takahashi, better known as Reiko Dig. Reiko had been a career musician and composer for years, most famously being a part of the band Dark. On July 6, 2014, she was performing at a concert in downtown Los Angeles. That's where she met Matthew, who was a fan of hers. He even appeared in a photo with her.
Oh, okay, so this is like full-on otaku, like anime Japan culture, but I guess they also like comics and stuff too. Let's see, that's like a Batman shirt, and then I don't know, like crow makeup or something. I don't know, that's just like rock makeup or something.
As a fan, he continued to send her messages on social media. Being 5'9" and 320 pounds, Matthew was a pretty hefty fella.
Why Dire Trip say it like that? He was a pretty hefty fella. I ain't gonna hold you. That boy was short king, and he was hefty.
Expressed to Reiko that he wanted to work on his appearance. Given that she was a personal trainer, she understood what it was like to want help desperately and wanted to help him with some motivation, so she would respond to his messages. Reiko said, "I actually was looking forward to hearing from him because he was persistent to get healthier, motivated to change, and his accomplishment was grand. I was literally proud of him." They kept in touch for about a year, with Matthew messaging her almost every day, but all of that would come to crumble with a series of depraved messages. Almost exactly a year later, in July 2015, he began blowing up her phone while standing outside the Anime Expo event at the Los Angeles Convention Center, sending message after message.
Crazy. I still have not gone to a convention in my life. I always wanted to go to like either anime or a comic book convention. I always thought they were so cool. I haven't got to yet. I'm gonna try to be changing that this year. Hopefully I'll be going to one or two. I know we got a few out in Georgia, so hopefully y'all see me out there. I don't know.
Reiko could later only describe the messages as psychotic/delusional. She said of the messages, "He threatened that someone was going to be raped and murdered."
Boy, what? Yo, what the change up? Oh, let me get that on screen. What the change up was that? Oh my god. Yo, imagine you're over here talking to somebody about like freaking health, you know, talking about like, yeah, bro, I'm gonna try to like get my gains up, you know, try to diet a little more, you know, get my reps in. Oh, also, I'm about to R-word and murder somebody. Boy, what the heck? Oh, I would have been so thrown off if someone would have texted me that, bro. Heck no. Oh my god.
only got worse when Matthew continued to message her, saying directly that he was going to then murder a specific well-known cosplayer, all while saying horrible things about her as a person.
Oh, he was gonna do this to a fellow cosplayer too. See, that's why I'd be so scared. I would be so scared to be a woman, especially an influencer or a celebrity, because it's like, yo, there are just guys out there who just plot every day to do some bad to you, bro. Like, and that is so crazy to me.
Reiko and her friend tried calling Matthew, but he wouldn't pick up the phone. After that, they tried to warn that cosplayer, but their messages went unseen. With that, they had little other option besides calling the police. Reiko called a police sergeant she knew and left him a voice message. From that point onward, she would ignore Matthew's messages for good. It appears that nothing ever came from those threats or the police intervention, as Matthew was free to continue on with his antics. From then on,
What? We didn't try to ban him from a convention or maybe keep tabs on him a little more. I mean, he just said it in text, bro. He said it in text with a motive. We couldn't try together to try to like maybe like, hey, maybe this guy shouldn't be around a mass group of people.
The focus of his hatred would no longer be that cosplayer. It would be a target that nobody would expect. Jason David Frank.
Oh my god, bro. So he's like, yo, instead of like, I don't want to, R word or murder. I just want to murder now. And you know what? I want to murder the coolest, nicest Power Ranger. What? That makes no sense, bro. You gotta be kidding me. Why Jason David Frank to like literally the nicest Power Ranger? I have only heard good from people about JDF, man, and like everyone loved JDF. It's like the only people who I ever had see anything even negative about JDF are usually from bad people, like Rangers that scam people, or like maybe family members that are like over here scamming too, or just not good people or something. Like it's usually bad people that don't like JDF, because JDF, like from what I know and I've seen in people vouching and talking about him, is that he loved his fans, he loved the people, he loved the Ranger community. So why him?
Actor who played the Green Ranger on Power Rangers. For reasons known only to him, Matthew had decided that Jason Frank needed to die. He had come to believe that he was a truly horrible person, saying that he was a corrupt Power Ranger. He could think of no better way to deal with him than to play the Punisher, the Marvel Punisher, and amass a large arsenal of weapons.
Oh my god, bro. It really do be these ones, though. It do be these ones. Hey, I like the Punisher comics. I like this or that about him. The TV show's cool and all that. But literally, I think the thing that's crazy, the people that are like idolize Punisher, even though like, oh, I got a Punisher shirt, and like I said, I enjoy the Punisher comics. I think he's a really interesting hero. But the Punisher himself has stated multiple times that he does not want people, like the writer, the creator, and the character himself are like, do not be me. Like cops that wear the Punisher logo, you're not a good cop. If you're a person that's like, idolizing my thought process, you're not a good person, because what I'm doing is not right. It is the extreme, That's the reason why he is the Punisher. And then you have people like Spider-Man, it's very important to have Daredevils and Spider-Mans, but he's trying to be like, hey, I'm over here doing what, the people don't get back up, but shouldn't be done, all that. It's just crazy.
Weaponry. Matthew began stockpiling guns, knives, and other weapons. Over time, he had gotten his hands on a shotgun, 2 handguns, a revolver, a number of throwing stars, knives, pepper spray, and even some body armor.
He got throwing stars? You didn't think the revolver, the 2 Glocks, the shotgun, all these bullets, the knife were enough? You were like, yo, let me also get a throwing star. Yo, imagine being in a shooting and you see someone hit you with a throwing star. If you're the guy getting killed by the throwing star, I'd be upset, bro. Bro, just did he practice that too?
Armor, all to carry out his hit on the Green Ranger. When he heard that Jason Frank was going to be at the Phoenix Comic-Con, he quickly bought tickets to attend.
Oh, this happened
in the
at
calendar
Comic-Con.
App on his phone, he added an appointment for May 25th, 2017 at noon. One that simply read, kill JDF at Comic-Con.
Oh my god, bro. You can't make this up. We literally scheduled an appointment for it.
Con. On the morning of May 25th, Matthew put on a t-shirt with the Punisher logo, slipped his body armor on over it, and threw on some black tactical pants. He then painted his face black, put on a red bandana, and threw a bandolier of shotgun shells over his shoulder. With that, he made his way to the convention being held at 100 North 3rd Street, the Phoenix Convention Center. Matthew was able to get into the convention pretty easily, with staff seeing his getup likely assuming that it was just a costume.
I'm wondering, this had to probably have changed how they did stuff afterwards, because you do see people that have like these guns and so many characters that use guns and weapons and stuff. I'll give to him, being a Punisher, and it's like, oh, I'm just going to have a whole bunch of guns on me, and everyone's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Especially at a time where, mass shootings weren't really a thing like that. They weren't happening as frequently at the time when this was, I'm sure. And so it's like, that's just crazy to just let someone, I couldn't think of today that you just let someone walk into a convention with a whole bunch of guns. But let me know if this changed anything. Maybe they'll talk about it.
He went straight in through the front door and avoided the security completely. There was even a station for staff to inspect prop weapons, but he simply walked past it with no trouble. He then proceeded to—
Oh, so they had a station for prop weapons, and he just walked by. Okay.
Go up to the second floor and walk around the convention for a while, taking photos all along the way. One man who did notice that he was acting strange was actually another Power Ranger, Jason Font, who played the Red Ranger on the 7th season of the show. After interacting—
I did hear this, and I mentioned it, I think, in our video that was around him, is that, like, he was over here, like, he was actually a hero to this day, because, like, he was, like, the one person who was like, yo, there's something, this guy is something not right with him, so salute our boy.
Acting with Matthew briefly, he told other attendees that he was saying some pretty crazy things. He then warned some of the other staff. Matthew continued to walk around the convention for a while before sitting down on a bench in a sitting area. He put his 12-gauge shotgun, 2 .45 caliber handguns, and his .454 revolver down on the bench and sat on them. His throwing stars, pepper spray, and combat knife were still on his person as well. He was prepared for a real, all-out battle with a Power Ranger. Matthew then pulled out his phone and decided to brag to his old friend Reiko Dig about what he was about to do. On social media—
Yo! Oh my god. This dude is not well. I keep getting thrown off by the ninja stars that he actually was about to use that in there, but him just constantly wanting to tell this girl, like, yo, I'm about to do the most horrendous things, just letting you know.
He started sending her multiple photos of his weaponry at home on his coffee table. He then began sending her photos of the convention that he had taken. With that definitely grabbing her attention, he started to tell her about what he was planning to do. He mentioned 30 different names, some by their real name and some by their professional monikers, and told her that he was going to kill them all and things were going to get bloody. It appears that he knew that Reiko was planning on going to the convention, as he began to get angry that she wasn't showing up. He mentioned that he wanted to kill Jason David Frank most of all. He said that he wouldn't stop until the police arrived, adding that he would get into a shootout with the cops and kill all of them as well. Knowing how Matthew was, Reiko once again contacted the police immediately. Matthew had sent so many messages without getting a response that it took her 40 screenshots to show them everything he said.
Oh my god, 40 screenshots? And this dude's really out here just saying the most too, like, this dude is unhinged, bro. Like, you know, mental health is definitely something you have to take care of, because he really had no reason. It said, you know, the Dire Trip was just saying, like, only stated to him, like, there was no real rhyme or reason. He was just like, I gotta hurt a whole bunch of people. It's just, it's scary to have people like that out there that are just like, I want to hurt a mass group of people for no reason, just because, I don't know, my life or things are not going my way, or I'm just sad, so I'm just gonna hurt other people. It's like, it's so disgusting and childish.
She contacted Sergeant Nichols, the same officer that she contacted about the previous threats. He was able to tell from the photos that Matthew was indeed showing real weaponry at what appeared to be a comic convention. While he was an LA cop, Reiko told him that Matthew lived in Arizona. With that, he contacted the appropriate authorities. Once the local police heard about what was happening, they made their way out to the convention center and up to the second floor where Matthew was sitting in less than 10 minutes. Once the cops found him sitting on his bench, they noticed that he seemed distracted, seemingly taking a break and reading the programming guide for the con. Given the sheer amount of weaponry he had on him, the first thing they did was make an attempt to grab his hand so that he couldn't reach for anything. However, Matthew didn't plan on going down so easily and began to fight them.
Oh man, that's when he grabbed the ninja star. He's like, "Oh yeah, officer, I'll go ahead and gotcha." I'll just say, bro, if he used the ninja star, bro, on me, bro, I'm gonna be pissed, bro. This dude. I like that he said all of this too. He's like, I am going to hurt a whole bunch of people, and then gets mad when he gets caught. Like, come on, y'all are ruining my plan right now.
Crashing into them with all of his weight, he tore off one officer's patch as he flailed his arms around and batted against them. Then, realizing that he was outpowered and outnumbered, he decided to put his full weight against the bench and wrap his arms and legs around it so that they couldn't take him away.
Oh my god, he went full Looney Tune, just holding on with all his might. You'll never take me alive! Get away! Look at the... Boy, they got him pinned down. The cops are like, yo, this dude really just chilled here. I guess that's all the weapons and stuff. Dude really was out here about to hurt a whole bunch of people. And these people are just chilling. These people are like, oh, I'm just not going to look over. I'm not noticing. Like, this boy was about to change the course of history for some people.
Eventually, the police were able to peel him off of the bench and throw him to the ground, Matthew flailing his arms and legs all the way. They threw him onto his stomach and put the cuffs on him. After, they led him over to the elevator and out of the building. They drove him out to the police headquarters on 620 Washington Street for an interview. While searching his phone, the police quickly found the Kill JDF note on his calendar.
And there you go, GG's. Premeditated murder, attempted murder. It don't get more easy than that, my boy. It's GG's for you. God, stupid, bro.
They questioned him about the name, which led to him admitting his plans and providing them with more crazy details than they ever imagined, information that they later called numerous fantastical stories.
What is JDF, or who is JDF?
JDF is Jason David Frank.
Ooh, we're getting that. We get to have Power Rangers and body cam and interview footage in the same video, bro. This is what the channel's all about. I didn't know he even had this. I didn't know there was footage of it. So thank you, Dire Trip, for this video.
Can you take me into why you would want to make a scheduled event to kill JDF?
I always do that because he's a cocaine addict.
You go down to Comic-Con today, you got an arsenal with you.
Cocaine addict.
Event to kill...
Did he say that he's a cocaine addict or JDF's a cocaine?
JDF.
I always do that because he's a cocaine addict.
You go down to Comic-Con today, you got an arsenal with you, and you're hot. You're pissed off. You admitted it yourself.
Definitely do not care for him. I can't stand him. He's not a Power Ranger. He's evil. And he...
Bro. Nah, bro. That's a... Never find yourself in this type of mindset, bro, where you're like, yo, he's not a Power Ranger, bro. He's not like us. He's evil. Like, if you feel like that, bro, just make a mean tweet, bro. Honestly, don't. I'd rather someone say a mean tweet and just say the hate comments and be like, yo, I need to kill this dude. You know, I need to kill him. Like, that's just doing too much, bro. It's crazy.
For what he is. Corrupted a Power Ranger. He's not a Power Ranger.
He's not.
He's a drug dealer.
What if he died? Would you feel any remorse?
No. No remorse.
If you were to kill him, that would be punishment, right?
That would be punishment.
Nobody has really been able to figure out where the
This dude is psycho, bro. This dude is actual psycho, bro. This dude thinks Power Rangers is real and he is an actual Punisher.
Cocaine dealer allegations came from. In addition, Matthew told the police that he had actually gotten into an epic fight with Jason David Frank and stabbed him 15 years prior, which would have been when he was 14 years old, and that he was there to finish the job. He said that if he was able to do so, Jason Frank's wife and child would be happy. Matthew continued to tell the officers about his alleged history with corrupt cops, likely in reference to being talked to after his previous threats. He said that he did know about the law prohibiting bringing loaded weapons into
I'm sorry. It's just crazy to think like, hey, if I murder this guy, his wife and kid would be happy. He had 3 children at this point too. So you think his family would be happy not to have them? These kids, they want to grow up without a father. This dude is like actually insane. I imagine being JDF and hearing this. Like he got nowhere near JDF. Only the other Ranger like even knew what this guy was gonna do somewhat. Like he knew he was like not well in the head. But you hear all this afterwards, like, hey JDF, there's like a threat on your life. We need you to come with us.
The venue, but said that that law only applied to other people, not him. He said that killing the police officers would have been in self-defense, despite his text messages saying that it was his plan from the beginning. He told them that he was the Punisher, and it was his job to punish people who do wrong. He said that, even if the police officers appeared kind on the surface, they were actually bad officers. He said that he was prepared to kill them to protect his friends. He added that his body armor was there to protect himself as well. Matthew called the bad police officer.
I have to say it's funny. You say you would shoot the other officers because they're bad officers. You would only hurt the bad ones. Which is funny because the bad officers would also wear a Punisher logo. Like, isn't it just poetic? Of I'm the Punisher and I would hurt only bad cops, but the other bad cops would also wear a Punisher logo. It's poetry.
Aphrodite officers and said that he could pick them out among the real good police officers. It doesn't appear that the term Aphrodite officer means anything at all, so it was likely a term he came up with himself. In the end, he said that he brought his guns for the Aphrodites and was ready to take them out. He said he planned to mow them down with his shotgun if they weren't able to prove that they were normal officers.
I keep seeing the ninja stars keep throwing me off. But Aphrodite officers, literally, I know he made it up, but even making it up sounds stupid. Aphrodite, the goddess of love, the love officers. Were you gonna make love with the officers, bro? Just keep it a buck with me.
The police quickly took Matthew into custody, saying that he appeared to have mental issues. It was pretty quickly after that Jason David Frank himself came to speak to the media about what had happened. He stated that he didn't really know about any of it until Matthew had already been arrested. He added that he never knew him and that his story didn't add up.
Due to the pending allegations, I will only state I do not personally know the person who was arrested, but I will pray for him. I will not speculate to his motives or intent on the advice of legal counsel why this matter is pending before the court. Like I said, I don't personally know him and I've had no interaction with this guy whatsoever. I think if you mention stab someone and I haven't been stabbed, I think the story speaks for itself. You know, it speaks for itself. So I've never been stabbed. And, you know,
that is just a crazy thing to make up, bro. Like this guy was over here making up his own backstory, which then too is like, if you were 14 and stabbed JDF, why did you stab him? Too, like, if it did happen, which it didn't, which clearly it didn't. I'm just saying, if it did, it's like, oh, why would you have stabbed him at 14, you weirdo? And JDF's like, bro, I've never been stabbed. I've never met this kid a day of my life. I've never been here. I don't know who he is. I didn't know what was going on. It's like the rest of y'all. I'm finding out with the rest of y'all right now.
I'm living in another world, and I think he lives in a different world. It kind of speaks for itself, you know?
Reiko wrote about her experience that day online as well, saying, "I'm so glad for what I did. You bet I'd do it all over again, no doubt. Not only JDF, but all the cops he was threatening to kill, and all congoers are alive today. Nothing made me smile bigger today than your loving words and all the messages I've been receiving from parents whose children were at the con yesterday." Jason responded to the post later himself, writing, Just have to say thank you, Reiko, for telling the police. You're my hero for saving all of us. You did a great job for seeing something and saying something. Let this be a wake-up call to all the Comic-Cons around the world. We the people need bigger security measures.
Yeah, because that's the thing is, I mean, at least they had, I guess, prop things, but for a guy who's literally dressed as a Punisher to walk by who had probably the most guns at the convention, it's like, okay, let me check this big Nerf gun looking thing you have that's not even functional. But the guy that has a pretty realistic shotgun and throwing ninja stars, let's not even stop him. Let's not even look his direction. Let him just go on by. He wouldn't hurt a fly.
I've been saying this for years to every promoter. This could have turned into a tragedy. To my family and friends, thanks for being there for me. Let's enjoy the rest of the show and have some fun. See you today at Phoenix Comic-Con. Matthew was thrown into jail, with his first court appearance taking place shortly after. He barely spoke, only introducing himself and declining to make a statement. It was here that his long list of charges was revealed.
Your full name?
Matthew Enrique Navarro Sterling.
All right, Mr. Sterling, you're here on the following charges. 1 count of attempted murder in the first degree, that's a Class 2 felony. 3 counts of attempted aggravated assault with deadly weapon or dangerous instrument, Class 3 felonies. 1 count of wearing body armor during a felony, a Class 4 felony. 1 count of aggravated assault on a police officer, a Class 5 felony. 1 count of resisting arrest, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and carrying weapons into a prohibited place, a Class 1 misdemeanor. So, are you choosing to not make a statement?
I will not make a statement.
All right.
Matthew didn't have an attorney present, and the appearance was mainly to issue bond. His bond was set at a very large $1 million, and if he were ever able to pay, he would be forbidden from owning a weapon of any kind. As Comic-Con continued, people weren't very happy. Security and
Don't get how that gets a bond still. Like, I know it's so high he can't afford it, but there is no way you would why even risk him going out, bro? That's literally a danger. Only reason someone didn't die is because someone knew. So next time he just won't tell anybody and do it.
increased pretty drastically, leading to incredibly long lines that went all the way down the street outside. Cosplay weapons, even items one wouldn't tend to feel were weapons, were banned as well. One man showed up to the convention with a black walking stick and was told that he would have to get rid of it before entering. Many called the new measures both an overreaction and overkill.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is like, you already failed, so don't try to make up for it by going extra hard, being like, okay, anything now. It's like the guy who's going to do the mass shooting and do all this stuff, he already's gone. He's already caught, you know? So now everything else, like, you're just overreacting and you're just going to ruin everyone else's time. Because if you cared, you wouldn't have let it happen the first time. That's how it is. But that's probably why Comic-Con, I don't know if Comic-Con is even a thing anymore, is it?
One congoer said, "This is wrong. They're going to lose so many people. Just watching Facebook posts last night, it was up to like 4,000 comments. 99% of them negative of people saying, 'I want my money back. I spent all year working on a costume.' It's just disappointing. It's rotten." While some were happy with the increased security over what had happened, the overwhelming consensus was that they were going too far, especially among those who had paid for their prop weapons or from those whose prop was essential to the costume. In early June, Matthew was back in court again.
I was just saying, walking with a bazooka is crazy, bro.
His attorney did most of the talking for him. He declined to comment to the media when it came to the case and refused to elaborate on what
I feel like he looking at me. That boy look crazy. God dang, boy. You know, it's wild. Like, when he gets out of jail, he'll probably end up watching, since we do Power Ranger videos, that boy probably end up watching our videos and be like, that's me.
what kind of strategy they would be going for. After all of the evidence against Matthew was overwhelming. It was pretty clear that he wasn't going to get out of this. At most, they could go for an insanity defense, and that's exactly what they planned to do. On his behalf, his lawyer put in a plea of guilty but insane. Matthew was back in court for pre-trial conferences on July 25th and September 6th, but overall he would remain in police custody for over 2.5 years before the real meat of the trial would come to take place. If he was found to be legally insane, he would end up in a state hospital rather than jail, which he definitely felt was preferable. All he could do was wait and see what happened. After having more time to think on the case, Jason David Frank began to wonder about the why of everything.
I'll say too, like, I know that's like a thing everyone tries to go for is, plead insanity instead of, the guilty and all, like, instead of going to normal jail. Bro, from what I hear, some of the loony bins be even crazier, bro. Like, some of the places for mental health checks and all that, they could be a lot rougher, and stuff, sometimes than I heard, but I mean, maybe compared to Joe, I guess, because I guess at least you'll be medicated and all these things. And, maybe you're not as worried as someone hurting you, but you got to be there with like actual crazy. Like, so if you're a person that's like faking being crazy, you got to realize you're going to be with like actual crazy people. And then slowly you probably end up going crazy.
He also began to fear that Matthew would be let off with nothing more than a slap on the wrist.
That this was actually something he was going to carry out, not just a thought in his head. I mean, he was actually going to carry this out. I think that's kind of the pictures painted. Oh, he wanted to hurt anyone. Let's just give him, maybe we'll give him time served, put him somewhere for help. Yes, he needs help, but at the same time, he could have been facing murders right now.
Eventually, in December of 2019, it came time to decide Matthew's fate. This came after multiple independent evaluations of his mental health conducted by both his defense counsel and by the county attorney's office. During this one-day trial without a jury present, his mental records were reviewed. Arizona law says that one can be deemed guilty but insane if they're found to have had such a severe mental health issue at the time of the crime that they weren't aware that what they were doing was wrong. For a few weeks, whether or not he understood right from wrong would be the question. Then, after the judge reviewed his case, the verdict and sentencing came on January 24, 2020. Matthew was indeed found to have been insane at the time of the crime, at least to the point where he didn't understand right from wrong. With that, the judge issued her verdict. Matthew was sentenced to 25 years in the Arizona State Hospital, and that is where he remains to this day. Once again, thank you for...
Yeah, I mean, I think that dude actually was insane, but I don't know. I feel like still might need to give that boy jail. I don't know, something. I don't know how the Arizona State thing is, but I mean, 25 years, I mean, that's long time. I think, at least sentencing wise, he ain't gonna be free for a while. So, but that was a crazy video, y'all. I said I knew a little bit about this incident. I didn't know everything about it, so now getting to see it and see the person a little bit of like how that guy was, it paints a even crazier picture of like it was really for no reason. Dude himself was just like, I'm just gonna hurt this guy. I don't know why. I just want to hurt him. Which I think it says a lot, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Make sure you like and subscribe to the new channel if y'all want to see more daily content reactions and other things. Comment down below some videos y'all might want me to check out. I'll be watching a myriad of things, but we have some other videos right here that you might like that we already posted up, so make sure to check those out.